So, this is our new house for the week. And here's Granddaddy.
It was a struggle getting there, but we made it.
Hello bandits, this week we are in Albion and this was one of the nicest houses that we've stayed at.
Going to the Albion beach. Just made it to our new house. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Albion seems very quiet and we're finally living with the rich people.
Albion is a very quiet city with lots of private villas. There were a couple of small supermarkets near our place, but it's mostly just houses and the beach. And here you can see the public beach. It's not the best. It does have some weed and yeah, it's not very deep, but it still was very lovely. And later that night we met some people who were playing guitar and singing, so we joined them and sang together. Next day, we went for a walk to explore around the neighborhood and also see the Lighthouse, which is the only attraction nearby.
A heart.
It's a heart, Simon.
All I see is two brown cheeks, a nice peach, something you want to eat.
So the Lighthouse was built in 1910, which makes it over 110 years old. It still guides the ships to this day. You can't actually go inside the lighthouse, but what makes this place worth visiting is the amazing view. Once you get near the lighthouse, you will be welcomed with the hypnotizing view of the waves hitting the rocks.
Hey.
We decided to walk along and see what was on that cool looking rock circle. It was mesmerizing to hear and see the waves up close. We took some pictures and then we headed back home. While we were in Albion, since there wasn't too much to do, we went to some of the neighboring towns to explore the island more. It was relatively easy to commute and we decided to go to Eureka Waterfalls in Moka. So we finally made it to Moka and we're going to the waterfalls. Eureka Waterfalls. We didn't know what to expect, but it turned out to be one of the best places we've been in Mauritius.
Here, welcome to my home. This is MTV Cribs with your boy Big Top, and here I live in beautiful Mauritius at a beautiful house. To come visit me, you gotta pay 300 rupees to come in, but come on, let me give you this. We got original wood floors, fine china from China. A lot of people say they got China, but we got them. And then big balconies for everybody. You see, you get a seat, and you get a seat, and you get a seat. Up and down the aisles. This is where it all goes down, baby. This is where we, practice throwing the pigskin. You know, this is where it happens. The magic happens. This beautiful backyard. My yard's so big, we still got dodos. They ain't go extinct. They just came to the crib. Out of all the things that Akti and I did in the 3 months that we spent in Mauritius, going to Eureka Falls is hands down in my top 3 things that I did and things I suggest you do if you visit this beautiful country. It's one of the lesser known attractions, but it's well worth it. To enter the place, it costs 300 Mauritian rupees per person, which at the time of this recording is about $6, $7. When you enter, you walk into this beautiful old colonial villa. For any Black Americans watching this, no, it was not built by slaves. So that makes you feel a little bit better about going there. When you walk through the colonial villa, walking through the backyard, you see this beautiful backyard jungle that is there, and it has about 4 different waterfalls there, and I believe the second or the third one you can jump in. That was my first time jumping into a waterfall, and I was definitely scared because I didn't know what was waiting for me. I thought maybe a land before time dinosaur was going to open his mouth and I was just going to land on his tongue and that would be the end of Big Top, but it wasn't. I overcame my fears. Then Akti did it after me. Then after you explore, you can go have a tour of the colonial villa after you go through the jungle. And then you could also have tea or coffee or have a full lunch there. They have a full kitchen ready to work. Great place. I highly suggest Eureka. Check it out.
Tea time.
Tell us what you made.
I made lasagna.
And I love the crusty edge of lasagna. Get that crusty edge. Ooh, shit. It's meaty, it's cheesy, it's soft in the middle. Perfect lasagna. We're going to Pouce, and it's the 3rd highest mountain in Mauritius. Let's see what happens. This will be our 3rd mountain climb.
Later that week, we again went to Moka, but this time we wanted to climb Pouce. Pouce is the 2nd highest mountain in Mauritius. When we got to the entrance of the trail, we saw these signs that were a little concerning, telling us about the rockfall. But for us, we did not see or feel anything dangerous during our climb. The beautiful scenery starts pretty quickly, and you can see the other mountains and the forest surrounding Pouce. After 30 minutes, you find yourself in a high plateau. This part is the midpoint of the hike.
Let it out.
Here, we goofed around a little and started howling. After this point, you start walking between very thick forest, which felt like a fairyland. The last 10 minutes of the hike is the most challenging, but it is nothing too intense, and we were able to make it to the top in about 1 hour. And since it was a pretty quick hike and we woke up super early, we had some time in our hands before Simon needed to work. So we took another trail that leads to Port Louis. We asked some of the locals there to be sure about the trail, but they didn't really know about the trail that goes to Port Louis. Either way, we took a chance and it turned out great. When walking to the city, the only thing was that sometimes the forest got really thick and the trail became very narrow. Other than that, it was a pretty easy walk. Once we got in the city, we walked to the center from the ghettos of Port Louis, and we ended up seeing this cathedral that was famous. We also visited the marketplace, which was very exciting.
Vegan paradise. Any crab that's plus a nut. So Agdi and I climbed the mountain today and ended up walking into Port Louis, and now we're here in the Central Market. I just bought a few oranges, trying to pick up some nicotine, and this was not planned today, but this is cool because this is the most active I've ever seen Port Louis. Came to Port Louis a few Sundays ago, and it was totally empty, but here, now it's live, very live, cool stuff. Go Mauritius.
Lastly, we needed some energy, so we sat down at a cafe by the waterfront. And that was it for today. Then we took the bus back home.
So it's about 3:15. We're on the bus, waiting to go back to Albion. We did a lot today. It was a very hectic day. We climbed the Pouce. We went to the market. We went to the waterfront in Port Louis. It was very, yeah, she's a bit tipsy. Yeah, and I got work to do. I got classes to do. But it was a very exciting day. Wasn't expected. Did you have fun? Great.
So these are all the things we did in Albion in 1 week. Tell us what you liked in the comments, and don't hesitate to ask any questions about Mauritius. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Bye!